Well, hey there. Twisted Sage here. Actually, pull it back out, Jay. Here, hold the cards of the day. King of Cups, Ace of Swords, Master of one's emotions, Skilled Bladesman. Alright, so the sun is probably approaching 27 degrees, Leo. And the moon is 15 degrees, Gemini. It's going to be a beautiful Saturday then. Give it 10 or so hours and we'll have so the night will be quite a night. Heart space, happiness, and playful emotion. But the big news, go and leave that up for a moment. Leave it up. Big news is that Mars, actually there's a couple big headliners. One, Mars hit 0 degrees of Gemini early this morning and will be in the sign of Gemini until March 25th of 23. So every 2 years we have a Mars retrograde. Obviously, the sun and the moon are the only two planets that we don't go through a retrograde cycle. Which basically, when a planet is retrograde, that means it's closest it can be to Earth. So perhaps it's there's a review theme and process to planets in retrograde, or some say they're offline, but there's also they're closer to us, so the effects of those planets are perhaps just more intense. But like anything, see, if I get really close, you're not able to see the whole picture. So perhaps it's maybe it's a thing of it's just too much. Like in a fight, if ever you're going to be throwing some punches, you need a little bit of distance. If you get right up in somebody's face, you can't, or they can't actually hit you. There's no range for the arm to do its thing. So yeah, it's gonna bring I guess we're gonna be in a bit of a immutable madness for a moment, really. The other big news is that we probably hit it about now, or it'll be within an hour or so, that Mercury is hitting shadow period. Mars won't hit shadow thinking until September sometime, which obviously isn't that far away. But I'd say we got at least a week before Mercury hits the shadow period. Shadow period just meaning that that's where the planet will come back to review that same territory or terrain in the sky. That'll be 8 degrees Gemini for Mars, but Mercury's hitting that retrograde or shadow period today. We'll be going all the way to 8 degrees of Libra. Again, a bit of that Libra energy is the fall of the sun. And that's perhaps why, like, see, when the sun's in Libra or in Aquarius, it's in both, the sun is in both its fall and its detriment, meaning detriment, you could look at its worst position. So that's probably why, I mean, so all the air signs deal with intellect, smarts, intelligence, genius. Now Gemini gets to be the best friend to Leo, and obviously Mercury is the best friend to the sun, the messenger, because it's it's the sun's neighbor. And so Gemini kind of gets, I guess, the hall pass of the air signs. But that's perhaps why the air signs are that of intelligence, smarts, because they got to use their brains, use their thoughts a little more than, like, say, a fire sign, which is more about acting. The fire can be more instinctual as well. But yeah, so again, what are we weeding out? It ain't spring cleaning time, but Virgo is the energy that rules cleaning, so it probably is wise to clean out. You had some extra time to clear out some spaces. In this next week or so, before Mercury gets on into the sign of partnership, Libra, because, like, what needs to go? What do I need to get ready for perhaps to bring a partner in? It's harder to survive in a cold atmosphere, and that's where Libra kind of marks the change of the season. That okay, it's time to find a partner because things are going to get cold, and it's easier to handle more difficult physical circumstances with others than handling it alone and solo. And or colder times, cuddling. But so Mercury going to go all the way into Libra is going to be like, all right, well, who should I be partnering with? What are those right partnerships for me? And then we'll go back into Virgo to perhaps assess what needs to be further cleaned, or who do I need to let go for a better partner that suits my situation. So yeah, start notebooking. If not actual notebooking, then mental notebooking of everything that seems to pop up. David Palmer calls for saying that the retrograde period is going to be around 8 weeks. So once Mercury actually goes retrograde, then that's like a 3-week timing that Mercury would be going back, turning around, going forward. I would say it's, I don't know, it's around a 4-month process, or a month process to a 6-week process, I would say, more like, than a 2-month process. But he does have all of his time to spend in further study. All right. And so then we one more thing we can highlight, that Mercury is opposed Neptune. So there is a tug of war between reality and fantasy. All right, well, let's start that out.